Fancy on the tables.
They call me DJ A-OK.
It's early, guys.
Yeah. DJ A-OK on the ones and twos. What up?
Hello.
Welcome to another episode of Two Straws. We had some good fights last night.
Not too shabby for an Apex card. I think everybody's
Right?
like putting their bid in for like getting on the next pay-per-view. They're like, pick me.
Like, hey, I like when people scream when I knock out a legend. Like, as opposed to the crowd going, let's go. Like, I feel like when you're at the Apex, you know that stupid commercial? I forget what it is. What is it, like Burger King or something? Where the guy's like, hey, what's your wish? It's like a genie or something. They're like, oh, I want to meet an alien. And then the alien appears. And
It's a
then
Budweiser commercial.
Yeah,
Or Bud Light.
Yeah.
With
Like,
Dustin Porier.
hanging out with Costa. Oh. Like, that's what she does when Dustin Porier appears. Oh. But then, like, at the end, when the guy goes, we should get in there, and he's like, ha, okay. And then he goes, let's go. I hate that part the most out of that commercial.
It's the worst acting of the whole thing.
It's like,
It just doesn't fit.
Yeah, like, don't really scream. Just, like, do, like, a soft scream.
Can you demonstrate?
Let's go. Like, that's what the Apex sounds like. It sounds like Dustin Porier's scream, his cheer in the Bud Light commercial. So it's really kind of anticlimactic. But the cool thing is you can still go in there. It's an easy work day. You just get in, get out, and you can make history at the same time. And that's what what's his name? Michael Morales. I keep wanting to call him Miles Morales, but Michael Morales, that's what he was able to do against Gilbert Burns. I think we all kind of saw it coming, but we also wanted to believe in Durinho, you know, like
Damn straight.
he's a legend. He's gotten in there with the best. He's beaten some of the best. And the skid, I feel like, is the thing that beat him more than this type of fighter. Like, I feel like if they were both on skids, he might have done better. Or
The thing is, Morales' mom was there.
that's true.
It gave him that extra boost. He did it for his mom. He couldn't lose in front of his mom.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful moment after the fight, you know, running and getting to embrace, which is something that you get to experience at the Apex.
Yeah. You don't really get to do it. Well, like, you can, but there's usually a huge barrier, or, you know, if you're not main event, your people are like a little further back.
Way further back.
And the friends
They're on
and
level
family,
2.
Yeah,
In the corner.
they're in the friends and family section. Only the champs get to have their moms in the front row
On the floor.
Yeah,
Easily accessible. They can meet you as you're walking out of the cage. It's really nice. It's beautiful.
it's really cute. But Apex, they're right there. So I got to have that moment when I hit my guillotine finish. My mom and my brothers were there, so that was really sweet. And he got to have his moment, which was really cool because I had no idea his mom was like a judoka, and she kind of spurred the whole MMA journey, like the martial arts journey. So that was awesome. And I went and creeped on her a bit and saw her doing like little newsreels where she's hitting like the judo in and out.
The fit-ins?
Yeah, the fit-ins, and training at her gym in Ecuador. So that's really cool that they were able to have that moment there.
Yeah, that was beautiful. And what a huge statement that Morales made.
Yeah.
I did not realize that he was more suited for 185. He looked huge against Burns. And he looked sharp and fast and explosive. And again, like, Burns has seen a powerful striker and fought larger opponents. He's, you know, coming up from 155, better suited at 170, but still a smaller frame for that weight class. But I was relying on Burns's experience and grit to carry him through the fight. But Morales just caught him really nicely with this beautiful uppercut that just started, you know, dismantling him. And he hung in there as long as he could. But, you know, the ref had to step in eventually. It was a tough night for him. And again, that's 4 fights dropped in a row against all extremely tough, talented opponents. But Morales definitely made a statement, and it'll be interesting to see what's next. His first main event, huge knockout, and definitely catapulting him up into the division.
Yeah, this one was it was pretty crazy to see, and like you said, he hit him with that uppercut. He's hung in there really far. When he grabbed onto the leg, I was like, oh, okay, he's still there. Like we kind of had a long time, or he had a long time to work. But then when he got up, Michael Morales. I keep calling him the Spider-Man name.
Just call him Morales.
Morales. It rolls off the tongue too easy. Sorry. Even though he hit the Spider-Man backflip once, he is not Spider-Man. But Morales, he lined up that jab, just kind of put it in Gilbert's face, and then had one of those huge fucking punches from down the street, you know? Like, it looks like the One Punch Man punch, like that, just like cartoony, like, you know? And that's the one that puts him out. And he's able to find that mark with a lot of people that he fights. And it's different. Like strikes every time, but he just has like a really good command of his body. What weight was he fighting at before?
No, he's been a 170 pounder, but he just looks huge.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't come up or down. He's maintained that weight. His frame is just imposing. There's noticeable sizes. He is very big.
He's huge.
That weight class, that weight cut doesn't seem to drain him. He seems to be doing it right. He's young enough. His body's resilient enough. He has everything fine tuned. Training at Interim in Tijuana, right over across the way.
Yeah, we've been there.
Yeah, it's a great gym to be cultivating young talent, and it's just really impressive, his command of range. And his body awareness. His feet are always under him. He just has great command and presence with his striking.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to see who he fights next. A lot of people were looking at him to challenge, at least have like a title contention fight next if he was able to get past Gilbert. So now that he beat the number 8 ranked guy, we should see him climb pretty high. And let's see who's TBD right now. It's Ian Gary, Leon Edwards, Shavkat, Sean Brady, and Bilal Muhammad, aside from Jack Della. And who did they say Jack Della was fighting?
Next?
Yeah.
Isn't he fighting Islam next?
He's fighting Islam next, yeah. So out of these other guys, who do you think he's going to get? I mean, he could fight down too, but I think for a guy like this who's on the rise and really just like starching people, I feel like they're going to give him someone who is going to be a challenge, but also knockoutable.
They could just step him up to Jeff Neal was supposed to fight originally, so he's kind of on deck. I think that he would be a good fight. I see Morales beating him at this point. Stephen Thompson would be a great one. I don't know that Colby Covington is matched up, but everybody that is on that, 7 through number 1 contender is like pretty booked up, to be honest.
Do you think,
or waiting?
Do you think they would sacrifice 2 of their new scary guys and make Morales fight Carlos Prats? Because that would be fireworks. And I'm afraid to put Morales up against someone who isn't really on a streak, who's at the top, who has dealt with a power striker like him before, who can get them to the ground, who can make it a boring fight. Like, I feel like it would be good to just give him another one where, toughest guy rises to the top and they're both getting their experience in.
I'm sure either one of those guys would jump at the chance, at the opportunity, because it would be a statement fight. It would be fireworks no matter what.
Yeah, like who's the biggest new dog? Mm-hmm. I like that fight. I think they should do that. Because quit feeding the old to the young. I hate it.
I know. They're cleaning house. This year has just been the year of changing of the guard, of
Boo!
I've said this before, and me being one of the olds, I would appreciate. I know who I am.
One of the olds.
One of the olds.
Back in my day, we didn't have weight classes. Rehydration mill. We just use chicken
IVs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that too.
In the good old days. They're basically using IVs this time. Don't let them fool you with the PI. It's the same thing. It's just not through your veins.
You just get a note, like a IV pass.
Yeah.
Hey, they use an IV.
Yeah. People are still doing it.
Yeah.
I forgot my point.
Well, you said as one of the olds.
I was just saying I like the idea of people getting to fight where they're at. And I know that there's, climbing the ladder, and eventually you'll get to the point where the new schools will meet the old schools and there will be a changing of the guard. But I just feel like people that have made, a statement, have built their legacy, have such a presence and a following. I feel that they deserve to fight people who are kind of at where they're at in their careers. I think those make for really exciting fights. The fights that we didn't necessarily get to see coming up because everybody was, on a different trajectory at a different pace. So I really like seeing people, fight other
people in your generation. Don't be fighting up and down generations. Just fight the guy that you've been looking at the whole time and just your paths haven't crossed. Like I think they handled Jim Miller's fight trajectory really well. Like it wasn't until he fought our homie also
Cooper.
Spider-Man. Yeah. Hooper.
Sorry, I put Chase Hooper in the same. I combined them.
I was like, wait, that's not his name. What is his name? Like, did he fight again?
No, Chase Hooper. It came out together.
Yeah, Chase Hooper. I should have been able to put two and two together. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name, but yeah. And until he fought him, he was fighting people like that, like fighting people in his age bracket, people who had the same either amount of fights or have been in the UFC that long. And I thought that was really fair. But, there's only so many of us left. So eventually you got to fight down. But yeah, I like Morales against anyone at the top. I think he'll probably be waiting a little bit, maybe get the winner of some of the fights we have coming up, like the winner of Usman Buckley, or see what happens with that. But yeah, I'm excited for him. That was a really big showing, and I think before Gilbert was saying that a lot of people turned him down. Like a lot of people turned down Morales, and he kind of understood why he had been given him because he had lost so many in a row and kind of has to prove that he still has the juice. Now that Morales has passed Gilbert Burns, I think it's going to be hard for someone to say yes. He might get that Shavkat treatment where he gets to shoot straight to the top just because everyone's avoiding him.
Potentially.
Yeah. So that was a really just like crazy fight, really interesting future for that division. The co-main was not available to watch. Paul Craig versus what's homie's name? Bellato, because he had a little case of the herp.
Oh, poor guy. So I saw the link that you sent. I wasn't sure what medical reason it was, but yeah, it was
herpes.
It was a case of the mad herpes. Not to be confused with the other herpes, but it
was mad herpes.
It was mad herpes.
Okay.
This is really common. This is like a very common thing for any kind of combat athletes, anything where you're going skin on skin with people, and there's sweat involved.
And you're training at, crappy gyms with no showers or no hygiene protocols.
Well, it's extremely contagious, and people don't take into consideration, or maybe they don't know, although it's really hard to not know that you have like a skin condition.
Yeah.
But some people don't realize how contagious it is. And it just takes like one point of contact and you're infected, and then it spreads and it spreads and it spreads. So it's really unfortunate. And it's unfortunate that, you know, people go onto the mat knowing that they have a skin condition and still put their training partners at risk.
Yeah, it's gross. And I think usually it's ignorance, like you said, like people don't realize how contagious it is, that it's actually an issue. Like the person you're grappling with probably doesn't want mat herpes, you know? But it's one of those things that are so common, like they might think it's just ringworm. They might think it's just, you know, a weird pimple or something. And then they continue to train, and then the entire room has it. And it's something that doesn't go away too. Like it sticks with you.
No, it's a virus. It sticks with you your whole life.
Yeah.
And it's usually, outbreaks are usually stimulated by stress of a fight camp, stress of a weight cut. So this is something that can be managed with medication, but it is a lifetime thing. And it's unfortunate that it took him out of competition, but they're moving it to 2 weeks. It should be cleared up with medication in that time frame. So it's not a huge deal. It's just really unfortunate. And it is really unfortunate that there is a terrible stigma attached to it, and people are, you know, going in and making fun and talking crap. It's something that's very common.
Well, I think it's his quote too. He doesn't say mat herpes. He just says herpes. So everyone's like, and that was probably translated or whatever, but everyone's just like, ew, who are you kissing? And who was the female fighter that it was Jessica Aguilar? Was that her who also got a fight pulled because she had like a outbreak on her lip?
It might have been. She's not the only one either. I know that some other people, and I can't remember the names off the top of my head, but yeah, it's common. And she had, I don't know if it was a cold sore, but that's not, I mean, it's similar to mat herpes, but mat herpes usually presents itself on the skin. Then you have type 1 that is more of like a cold sore type thing, and then type 2, which is sexually transmitted.
Ooh. They'll never find that in places I cannot say, like homegirl with the staff.
She had staff. Yeah, and it's also a lot of people, you know, when you're in close contact and you're sweating and you're not necessarily running to the shower in between training sessions like you should. Sometimes you get skin conditions like staph, and people tend to, while staph is not a lifetime skin infection, it's
contagious.
It's very contagious.
Yeah, it's gross. It's disgusting. Fighting's disgusting, guys. Like we've all accepted it, but you know, the commissions aren't as eager to let us roll around each other's disgusting viruses and bacteria. So I'm kind of happy that they pulled it for Paul Craig's sake. And you know, it's just one of those things that, would you rather have this virus for the rest of your life or fight in 2 weeks?
Exactly.
I think they made that.
No, it's an easy decision.
Yeah, they made the right decision. There's wrestling coaches who put the entire team on the herpes medication when they get into season, because it's something that can take out their entire team.
Absolutely.
Like, so they just, like, if you have it, if you don't have it, everybody is taking this pill every day just to like stave it off. And yeah, that's what every fighter with it should do, especially in fight camp.
Oh yeah.
So instead of that, we had a couple more fights. My boy Sadiq Yusuff, unfortunately, he lost his fight against
Santos.
Yeah, Santos. Santos was coming off a tough. He looked like a barrel of muscle.
So this was his first fight at 155. He was on the Contender Series at 145, had a big knockout. His last fight was a decision that I thought he lost. It was not necessarily the most impressive outing, especially when he had such a buzz about him coming off of the Contender Series. But 155, he looks filled out, and I thought that he would maybe be undersized. He was not. He was the big boy in this fight, and he definitely used that weight and that frame to ward off Yusuff and make it a pretty tough night. He had really nice, sharp stabs, strong punches. Everything was thrown with speed and power the whole fight.
Yeah, he looked huge against Yusuff, and Sadiq just wasn't able to get anything going. It was a tough fight to watch, but he showed that he belongs to be, or he deserves to be in there. Santos did, and I'm interested to see what he does next. But yeah, tough night for Sadiq. The middleweight fight before that was pretty crazy, but none of them really could size up to Erosa versus Costa, which kind of opened the card. It was such an insane fight.
It's totally different style. So you have Costa, who came down from 155, and he's been doing pretty well at featherweight. And he is a sharp, explosive, powerful striker. He's a lot of energy. And Erosa has, the long, lanky body type. He tends to be more volume than power. And he has a lot more tools than Costa. Costa's still a bit raw in his MMA game, but he's effective in it. It was a really fun fight to watch. That third round was really exciting.
It was insane. Like, I was wondering when they were going to slow down, but they kept ramping up.
Yeah, they were feeding off of each other.
Yeah. And dude, Erosa just kind of started slow, but I feel like if he had just gotten on the gas pedal in that first round, the fight could have gone to him. Mm-hmm. It was a really close fight. It was really back and forth. Erosa just looked pissed off that he had to try, I gotta go full speed, I gotta put it in the fifth gear tonight, come on. But he knew that was what's gonna happen because Costa has just been on a tear.
Yeah, it's I always go back to the body type too. So Erosa has to work twice as hard because his punches are not doing as much damage as Costa's. So Costa can, make contact, and it'll be a lot more damning and evident to the judges that.
Damning.
Yes.
Damn you, Costa.
So for every, one power punch that Costa throws, Erosa's got to throw 5.
Okay.
To kind of make up for.
Yeah.
That big reaction that he's getting out of it.
Yeah. No, Costa was landing really nice kicks in the first round. Just his counter game was really sharp in that first round, and Erosa was just behind the entire time. And then Erosa started picking up the pace. He started nailing with a few things. I think you could have argued second and third for Erosa, but I feel like the right guy won just because of how sharp he looked in the first. The third was just crazy back and forth. You'd think a takedown might have sealed the deal for either one of them, but man, that was such a good fight to watch, and I'm happy they got the $50K because there were so many finishes. I was worried that they were just gonna do that thing where everyone gets a bonus who finished the fight. And it's these guys were trying, they were trying their damnedest. You said, throwing damning blows at each other to try to get this fight over, especially Erosa after that first round. He's just man, fuck you.
You kid.
You know what I did? I know, right? Get out of here. You know what I did really like from Erosa was that jumping up kick. That kind of
Oh, it was straight out of Sergio Pettis.
Oh, is it? Is
it's like the Pettis brothers. Yes.
Okay. Well, no, not the roundhouse.
No, he pushed up.
Okay, I didn't know they did that. I've seen them do the kind of capoeira kick from their butt, but I've never noticed the forward scooting up kick. I like that.
It was really nice. It was very creative.
Yeah, I like that a lot. He's got some tricks up his sleeve. I think if they just did something, gave him a big slap right before he walked out, or I don't know, some bath salts or something. What's something that gets you going? He needs that mushroom. That mushroom we were talking about.
Oh yeah.
The Niger. Needs a bit of the Niger.
The meth mushroom.
Yeah, the mushroom that the Vikings use to go berserker mode. He needs a little bit of something just to get him going first round because his skills are there and he's got wins over some good people. But yeah, like after that first, it was really hard to work his way back to win that one. But man, Costa is on a tear. That was his third fight this year already. So.
Was that his second fight at featherweight?
Was it?
I think so.
Okay. I was just pissed that he was fighting so much. I'm like, come on, Mick. I got to catch up to Costa. But yeah, when you jump weight classes, that makes it a lot easier to get a few extra in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fun to watch.
Yeah, really fun to watch. And, since we're on the subject of me fighting... I might have some news.
Oh, might you?
I might have some news soon. I don't want to jinx it because I haven't gotten my contract yet. But I'm very excited.
It's just between us. You can drop a little hint, maybe?
Maybe I'll drop a hint in our members-only content. And, I also realized that we haven't done a giveaway in a while.
Oh, my gosh. It's time.
Yeah, we passed like 2 months.
No, it's only been a month. I'm sorry. The older I get, the more time warps together.
Right?
I lose weeks.
Yeah, same. I'm like, oh, that happened like a year ago, right? It's like that was 5 years ago. Oh, shit.
Holy crap. Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
5 years was so long when I was like 15. It took so long for 5 years to go by. Now it's just like, you're done. Yeah, 5, whatever. So yeah, we will have to do 2 giveaways at the end of this month. So if you're not a member, make sure you become a member. Join us. It's only, how much is it? $1 a day?
$1.
Or $1 a month?
Yeah.
Or $2?
It's like $1.99.
Yeah.
So it's worth it.
Basically $1.
It's $1.
Back in our time, $2 was worth $1.
And we've been looking at the comments, and I've been seeing that people want us to do like a watch along, which I would love to do. If you guys would like to see that, go ahead and join. Help us get some equipment so we can do that, because it's actually kind of a fancy technical thing, and we may have to get more equipment and potentially hire someone.
It's a whole thing, guys.
It's a production.
So if you're saying watch along and you don't have the little member icon by your name, then we're not going to listen to you.
Yeah.
But I think it might have been a member that said.
Well, remember
see.
Again.
We'll have to go back. We'll have to go back to the comments. So yeah, I'll drop the news in the members only content as long as you guys promise not to leak it, because that might lose me the fight if you guys leak it. So I'll let you know when we can start saying what's going down before anyone else did. But let's move down to a couple strawweights that fought on this card too. We had Tisha Torres versus Luana Pinhero. Which was a classic Tisha fight.
Yeah, Tisha knows how to play the game. She knows how to make the judges tick that 10 for her.
No, I know. Like, I've fought her twice, and both times she just plays the game super well. She frustrates you, makes you run right into that sidekick, which does nothing but pushes you back, and it looks bad.
It
looks like, oh, she did something, but it's really just a defensive maneuver, but it works. Like, when I think Tisha approaches fighting like a karate match. As long as you're touching the person more times, it doesn't matter if there's power on it, if you're hurting them, as long as you're landing clean, pop, then more than the other person, then you're winning the match. So this is kind of the perfect matchup for her in Luana Pinhero, because she waits, and then she goes haymaker, and then goes for the hip throw. So we saw her get her game going in the 3rd round, but it was a little too late for Luana in that one.
Yeah, I think it came down to the 3rd round. I think that they were 1-1 respectfully. And Pinhero, while she was getting those throws, while she was taking Tisha down, I just think that the judges had such an eye for the damage, the kicks, the fancy wheel kick, the stab kicks, the leg kicks, the damage that Pennington was doing, rather than Pinhero getting the fight to the ground and not necessarily doing anything with it.
Yeah, but the other thing that you have to consider though is if you're looking at the damage, then why didn't they score the drop in the first round?
Well,
and why didn't they? There were moments in the second round where they both kind of wobbled each other, but it looked like Luana was doing more of the wobbling. But like Tisha would land her strikes, she would like pop, 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 pop right afterwards. And I think that just added up more for the judges.
Yeah, I think that while she was dropped at the end of the first, there had already been just like too much work done. She had already kind of made her statement. So that little, 30 seconds of work at the very end didn't stay in the judges' minds as much. And then at the end of the second round, Pinhero had, a little spurt that could have stolen the judges' attentions. But again, there was just Tisha had a spurt that could have stolen the judges' eye. But again, they just stayed with Pinhero's scoring.
Yeah, so to your point, all judges gave Tisha the first, Pinhero the second, and then Tisha the third. And I think we have 30-27 for Pinhero, but for the most part, the media scores were 29-28 Pennington, and then you had like the other half of people going 29-28 Pinhero. So I felt bad for her because she is on a skid right now.
Is that 4 for her?
I think so. And it just sucks because it was such a close fight. I feel like I would have scored it for Pinhero just because of how dominant she was at the end. But like again, you gotta rear up at some point and just hit, just to seal the deal. Just like rear up and just boom, boom. Even if there's nothing on it, just to show that, hey, I'm not just manhandling her, I'm doing damage. But it was a super close fight. And I'm wondering what's next for her after that, because whenever you have a really close fight, you wonder if they're gonna give you another chance.
It'll be interesting. I mean, yeah. She's young. She has eyes on her. She's, always saying yes. I see her being, a company girl. So we'll see if it was the last fight on her contract or not. They may or may not. If it wasn't the last fight, then, potentially we'll see her again.
Yeah, they might give her another chance. And then we also had Denise Gomes, another
girl
friend of mine. We punched each other in the face before. And she fought your girl, Elise Reed. And oh my God.
So Denise Gomes does the right thing. She just says, screw my opponent's game plan. This is what's going to happen. I'm just going to go out and throw and fire. Something's going to land, which it did.
No, she set it up well. She came forward. She knew that lead hand was low, and she just lined up the overhand perfectly. I mean, the first thing she threw was a big old overhand, and it just landed right on the button. And I felt like that was her just kind of cue, like, okay, the thing that we worked on is going to work on her. So let's double down. Let's do it a lot. After she landed that punch, she went real hard for the takedown too. So I felt like even though the commentary was like, oh, this is a bad idea, I think that's what you have to do at strawweight. Like, you have to get them thinking about the takedown so that hand is even lower when you go back to the striking. So it's hard to get knockouts at strawweight. Like, half of Amanda Lemos's knockouts were early. They were early stoppages, in my opinion. And then when you look at someone like Andrade, like, not everyone has that build. Not everyone has the ability to look scary at 125. So when you're looking at strawweight, you usually need to mix in a little grappling in order to make those shots count. So I like that she went to that. I think it shows a lot of improvement. She was able to let her hands go eventually. And dude, like, Herzog was trying to, I don't know. I was like, damn, Herzog really wanted her to a little extra damage in there. Like, did Jess message him? She said, hey, just let it go. Let it ride.
No, he was probably tired of hearing her husband in the crowd.
Oh, wait. Yeah. What was her husband doing when you guys fought?
Oh, nonstop.
What was he saying, though? Do you remember? Because I don't remember. I had like fucking tunnel vision, but like
annoying things.
What is he saying? You got to drop at least one. So people, because I felt bad for the girl after that knockout. I was just like, God damn.
Oh, don't feel bad for her.
No, yeah, tell us so we can all not feel bad for her.
No, her husband was the most obnoxious heckler I've ever heard in my life.
He wasn't in the corner.
He was
right?
not in her corner.
Okay.
But like he was the only thing you could hear in the apex.
Damn. He wasn't doing the polite Dustin Porier. Let's go.
No, he was just obnoxious.
Give me one quote, just one.
My brain hurts, Angela.
I'm sorry.
Trying to think.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm like, you pressuring me isn't going to help me remember right
now. I'm basically saying what her husband was saying. Go, let's go.
No, just saying that, I'm tired. She has better hands. She has better this. She has better this. Just like anytime.
Trying to influence everyone.
Yes.
Not just.
Yes.
His wife.
just like unrelenting, just obnoxious. It wasn't like to motivate her. It was like putting me down. I was like, come on, bro. It's like, just cool. Cheer for your girl, but chill.
Yeah. Well, I will admit that Johnny does the same thing when we fight Brazilians. Oh. He starts saying something in Portuguese and I'm like, Oh, you're doing the thing. I'm like, quit giving her advice. Oh wait, no, you're telling her she's tired in Portuguese. So it goes right to the brain, right to the brainstem. Yeah, that's obnoxious. But I didn't hear him after this fight, so. Yeah. It was a rough one, and I think Denise Gomes. I think she gets a bigger opponent next time. That was a big, what do you call it? A big knockout for strawweight. Like you don't see that often. You don't see that,
but we've seen it twice from her. We've seen it against when she knocked out Yasmin.
Yeah,
and now that she's knocked out Reed.
Elise Reed,
yeah.
I mean, maybe that will be like the next Pinhero fight, because she's not in the rankings yet. Gomes isn't, so that could be something that they set up if they want to give her one more chance, like the Gilbert Burns kind of deal. But yeah, we'll see if she gets in the rankings after that. I wouldn't be surprised if she's in the rankings after that. Sometimes you just need a big win to break in there.
Well, I mean, I see her stealing Luana Pinheiro's spot at number 15, just kind of jumping in over there or like right on the outskirts of 15. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and there's some interesting fights. Just at 14 and 13, she could take on Tisha. She could take on Luma. How do you say her last name?
Look bone me. Yes. Loma look bone me.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that name.
I know you sound like you like saying it too.
Yeah, it's
just
Thai.
Like you saying you like saying Yan's name too.
Who?
Zanan Yang.
Oh, I hate that.
But you say it with such conviction.
I mean, that's not how you say it. I say it like a cat would say it.
With the little rams. All right.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Anyway. So yeah, exciting stuff happening. We shall see what is next for everyone. And then we also had a pretty dope bantamweight fight. She used to be at flyweight.
Testing the waters at bantamweight. And they gave her a great opponent because I thought she was kind of small for flyweight, to be honest.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nah,
she's
that girl's
not built.
A big girl.
She's young though. She doesn't have like the woman muscles on her yet.
Yeah, but she's still thick. Like who is the girl who who fought Irene Aldana, and she kind of has that similar build.
Who, Dumont?
No.
They are not the same.
No. But yeah, I'll figure it out. But there's a few girls who just are big boned. Like, even though they don't have the musculature of, like, you know, a dude, they're still big and they can't, like, really make the weight easily at lower weight classes. But yeah, she does look like, you know, just a big kid. Carol Rosa.
She looks huge.
Yeah, but she, like, when she fights, there's a lot of fluff on her, you know? Like, there's like, her muscles are covered by, like, some nice big bits. And then you have Eileen Perez, too, who's just, like, all jiggle, but a lot of pow behind it. Yeah, so there's certain body types where, you know, even though they have seemingly a lot to lose, they don't. Like, it's woman bodies are different, so you get that more often. And I think it was a smart move for her to go up a weight class, because she would complain every time she made flyweight. Like, I think she was doing extra work in the PI and stuff in order to keep making it, and just, like, you know, it as well as the fact that she's young, she probably just hit a little growth spurt, and
for sure,
it wasn't easy to do without, like, tons of planning. But yeah, I think it's a good weight class for her. I also feel like if you have the skills to fight people at a higher weight class, like the grappling skills or whatever, then it makes a lot faster climb to the top.
And that's what she said that she was looking to do. She wanted to test the waters, maybe one more fight, just see how it feels at bantamweight, when she was talking in her post-fight speech. Just saying that it's a lot quicker path to success to the title. So it makes sense.
Yeah, so she just schooled this girl. Like, she fought Tainara Lisboa. I don't remember seeing her fight before. I
don't remember seeing her fight either.
Did she? Yeah, she had.
They just brought her in.
She fought Ravena Oliveira. I don't remember seeing her fight either. And then she also fought Jessie Jess and submit. Oh wait, yeah, she submitted Jessie Jess back in 2023. So the girls got ground game. But Santos is on another level. I remember when Jenna fought her at flyweight before she got into the UFC, it was a pretty back and forth fight. So I remember one of our followers mentioning that anytime a girl gets out of a Jenna Bishop fight without getting subbed, they bet on her to have the better ground game than the other opponent, because
that's fair enough.
Yeah, because
definitely,
like, if you cannot get subbed by Jenna, you got some good ground game on you. So yeah, this Luana Santos, I'm excited about her move to bantamweight. I'm wondering, you know, how far can it go? Can she start taking out some of the more well-known UFC names at bantamweight, and yeah, see what happens with her.
Yeah, well, it is a quick climb, so it's a good decision for her, and some, you know, fun potential matchups. You could,
yeah, Chelsea Chandler is still ranked number 15, so that's how quick the climb is.
I think there's only 5 below her.
Ooh, so is that gonna be her next fight? I bet it is.
It could be, or even a Jocelyn Edwards would be exciting. So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I think they want to give her someone who she can sub really easily.
They want to see more TikTok dances.
Yes, and that too. Feed her, Chandler. See if she runs from her. Oh, man. Well, any other fights you want to talk about?
I just wanted to say that Jared Gordon looked on fire.
Yeah, where did that come from?
You know, it sounded like he just felt like he needed to bite down on that mouthpiece and throw. Especially, I think he's still upset about the Patty Pimlet decision. Yeah. And I think he's just had like a little bit of frustration the last year with his inactivity and the bad decisions. So he had a great performance, quick work with that started with an overhand right and followed to the ground with beautiful ground and pound. And I also loved his statement. He's always trying to support other people through his past experiences. He shows a lot of humility and vulnerability. Every single time that he's promoting his fight, he always steps up and, speaks about his experiences with his battles with addiction and, used his platform to support others. So I loved his message afterwards. He has he's partnered up with Fight Story and Angela Lee to help combat athletes through the organization to help people with mental health and addiction.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think he's awesome.
Nice. Yeah, he has that crazy story where he came back from addiction, and it's a real good feel good story to hear. And going back to his opponent, like this guy has a win over Costa, who we were just talking about being on a tear. So it's a big win for him. Big win for Jared Gordon. We'll see what that does for him going forward, but I'm happy for him. Like the Patty Plumlet fight, it was such a blip, and it's one of those moments. Like I always go back. It's one of those moments that's hard to let go. Like I always go back to the Limos fight and the Gedalia fight and the Watterson fight in my career, and I'm like, dude, if I just, was able to finish in the moments that I felt like I could have. Like these were pivotal moments where it's like, the judges like. They got it wrong, and that could have been a totally different career trajectory. Like, imagine if Jared Gordon was able to beat Patty Pimlet in that fight. That could have meant all these other things, a fight with Michael Chandler, a fight to get into the top 5. Like, it's one of those things where you can kick yourself about it, or you can figure out ways to move on and get better and take it out of the judges' hands. And that's what he was able to do. So kudos to him. And hopefully we see him fighting higher on his next one.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, next week, what do we have?
Ooh, we have the ladies.
Oh.
We have Erin Blanchfield and Macy Barber in the main event.
Nice.
Yes.
Who you got?
I'm going to watch a little bit of footage. Macy Barber tends to be a lot for people. And the way she fights, I think the judges really like it. But if anybody can combat that, it's Erin Blanchfield. I think she can press forward. She's been looking really great in the striking area. She's definitely filling in that gap. She is dominant on the ground, and we haven't seen much of Barber's ground game off of her back. So people have had, a little bit of challenges getting her down. So I'm excited for this one. I think it's a really good matchup, and I think that the winner of it puts themselves right in line.
Yeah, I think I got Blanchfield for this. Like, if anything, she knows how to deal with a heavy striker. Mm-hmm. Like her fight with Manon Fiore, like she has a tough chin. She's able to take damage, but she's also able to just get people to back off with the threat of the ground game. Like she has that like ground game boogeyman like thing going for her. So people run away from her. And even someone who hits as hard as Macy Barber won't stay in the pocket too long before she tries to retreat and get out of the danger of getting her leg grabbed and getting taken down. Blanchfield has done a great job of taking most people down. It was tough for her to take down Manon Fiore, but it was also tough for Shevchenko to take her down. So I think with someone like Macy Barber, who has been taken down in the past, who has been out grappled, I feel like Blanchfield is going to be too much for her in that category. But she has to close the distance. Yep. So I got Blanchfield in this one. I think she's gonna be able to close that distance. I think if she keeps throwing that random ass like high kick. She has the most random high kick.
Look at this.
Yeah. It's like third round every fight. Oh, yeah, I know how to throw this, and rocks the person. I think if she adds that into her arsenal of like the takedowns and everything, I think she could get it to the ground and get a big finish.
No, I think so. I think that's the game plan for her. Macy Barber, I see her playing a little bit more like Manon in the sense that she's going to be on her bike. She's going to be sticking and moving moving and just really trying to stay off the cage or press forward and make it hard for Blanchfield to take down and be dominant in that position.
Folks, show. All right. Well, I'm excited about that one. Who else is on that card?
We have Gamrot and Klein.
Oh.
Gamrot, I love watching this guy's grappling. His wrestling takedowns are really impressive. I don't know a ton about Klein, so I'll have to look at that. But if you ask me just to pick one based off of namesake, I'm going for Gamrot.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Klein, he's climbing and he's got a lot of big wins, but you don't know his name. Yeah. And I think that's the same for most people watching this channel. You're not going to be super familiar with him, but every time I'm looking up a fighter and I'm like, oh, let me see who he's won and lost against, a lot of times Klein is on this list of people that beat him. So I'm like, okay, like he's one of those fighters that are under the radar that keep beating your favorite fighter.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that one too. We'll see if he could keep it on the feet. I think he's a striker by nature, and Gamrot is definitely going to be going for that takedown. So yeah, I'm not going to pick one yet. I'm going to look at some tape too, but who else we got on this card?
We have a lot of people that I'm going to have to watch a lot of footage on. just on this main card. Let me check the preliminary card. There's Jeremiah Wells, who's power puncher against Andreas Gustafsson. I've called a few of Jeremiah's fights at CFFC previously. Ketlin Vieira is taking on Macy Chiesa. Why is this on the preliminary card?
What a fight. Aren't they both ranked?
Why is this on the preliminary?
If Chelsea Chandler. Poor Chelsea. She keeps catching strays from me. I need to stop.
But you say I'm shady.
It's just, I don't know. I can't say.
And then
it just surprises me how the top 15 for bantamweight is such a short list. It's like the top 15 out of 16.
I say out of 20, but yes. Okay. Potato.
So Ketlin Vieira is ranked number 3. And Macy Chiesa is ranked number 5. Why the funk is that on the prelims?
And it's not even the main of the prelims.
Yeah, what the heck? Maybe
you guys are tripping.
Maybe the lineup isn't the same. Sometimes the lineup switches on fight week.
Who do we talk to?
Mick. Call Mick right now.
Who does this? I am texting him
on a female.
As soon as my phone is not recording.
I know, right? On a female main event, you need a female main prelim event.
Damn straight.
Especially if they're ranked. My goodness. So I'm excited about this one. I think Macy Chiesa's got something going right now.
She's got momentum.
She did not look like super impressive when she first burst onto the scene.
She's found herself.
Yeah, she closed her gaps. I think wasn't she fighting a little like either higher or lower? And then she figured out, I think she was at flyweight or featherweight, maybe?
At featherweight. Oh, I think she was at featherweight.
Yeah, for a little bit. And it just always seemed like a struggle for her to make weight and show up fight week. From what I remember, I'm like thinking vague memories. But every time I see her in the last couple of years, she comes out and does some nasty stuff to people, creates highlight reel knockouts or TKOs, slices people's faces open. So I'm excited to see Macy fight. And then you have the new rules that are active right now too. We haven't seen her fight under the new rules yet. So Macy Chiesa throwing 12-6 elbows. I'm scared.
She would too.
I'm scared.
She would. She's gonna.
You remember what she did to Mayra Buena Silva, right?
Oh yeah.
Her skin hanging off of her skull.
Oh yes, that was nasty.
It was so nasty. So yeah, I'm excited about this one. This is a good fight, and it means a lot for the bantamweight title contention, perhaps. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
And then we also have the women's strawweight opening the card. We have Rando Santos versus our girl Alice Ardeline.
Yeah,
I never say that right. I think it's supposed to say it differently, but
Ardeline, I think.
Yeah.
This is going to be an interesting one. This is the new guard of strawweights. You have Rayanne Dos Santos, who just can't get a win no matter how much she wins the fight. She got robbed twice in a row, I feel like. And she's fighting Alice Ardeline, who I'm not sure did she win her last one?
No, she didn't.
Okay, she lost to Melissa Martinez and Shauna Bannon. Yeah, I remember that now. So these girls are fighting for a win, fighting for their first win in the UFC, I believe. And it should be a good one. It's a scrap. Like, even though they've lost their first two, they scrap. Like, they get after it. So I'm excited for this one. I can't pick a winner, really. But I know for whatever reason, they don't like Dos Santos on the scorecards. I don't know if she, like, said something mean to them or looked at the judges funny, but they just don't like her. So I know that plays a role in my fight odds. People are like, well, we know the judges hate that bitch, so we're gonna hedge our bets and say if it goes to decision, Angela loses. But yeah, so we'll see how that one goes too. But yeah, it should be a good night of fights. I love it when they have a handful of girl fights on the card.
Yeah, I love it. There's so much fun anytime you put a female fight on a card because they always got that fuck it.
We scrap.
Yes.
We don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
We're like, the men let us out the kitchen.
Hold my apron.
Yeah, we're not going back.
Make me a sandwich.
Yeah. I need to rehydrate. Give me some bread, bitch.
Well, it looks like I have some homework to do before my weekly Penne's Picks.
Ooh, Penne's Picks on
OF Live.
Yes, get that in. Make sure you check it out because Jess has been killing it on there with her picks. At least 70-30 with right picks. So, yeah, if you guys know how to bet on stuff, definitely take her advice. And we'll probably do a Duelbits video at some point.
Every week.
You'll see my picks. Whether they're right or not is to be, determined.
You know what? Somebody's got to pick them. Somebody's got to say
I know. I just hate it because I always have to pick either for or against my friends. And I just feel like a tool, you know?
It's hard.
It sucks. Like, it hurt my heart picking against Gilbert. Like, it hurt me to the core. But at least I got it right. But no, it's gonna be an exciting night of fights. They're in Jersey, right? Mm-hmm. This is the Jersey guy. Oh wait, no. That's what's his name? Where are they? I didn't. Apex. Sorry,
they're in the Apex. Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, Blanchfield is from Jersey.
I think I kept saying like, man, this fight should have been on the Jersey card.
I gotcha.
I think that's where my mind kind of. And we actually talked to Blanchfield after her win in Jersey, so make sure to check out that video too on our YouTube page. But yeah, I guess that's it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you want to talk about anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, cool. All right, this has been Two Straws.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. See you next time. Oh, and make sure to become a member so you can get a part of the raffle, the giveaway. We're going to do 2 giveways this month at the end of the month.
My goodness,
who
are you?
Because we fucked up. Because we're generous. And what was I about to say? Oh, and I'll drop the fight news in the member-only content.
Hey.
So become a member so you can see that too. All right. Bye, guys.